Rush mode is a high-stakes game mode that pits two teams against each other. One team is tasked with defending a pair of objectives, known as MCOM stations, and the other team, surprise surprise, must try to destroy them. This is quite similar to the Battlefield 5's breakthrough mode, except that the player count is set to 32, so it's 16 versus 16. As well as this, because the objectives must be destroyed, there is no need to capture both points simultaneously. This means that each MCOM station will be fought over tooth and nail. Once the attackers have destroyed both MCOM stations in a sector, the defenders must fall back and prepare to defend another set of objectives in the next sector. This continues until all sectors have had their MCOMs destroyed. The game will also end if the defenders reduce the attacking team's reinforcement tickets down to 0. The attackers normally start with 75 to 100 tickets, but this can vary depending on the map and also on the custom server settings. When a sector is captured, the attackers have a large portion of their tickets refilled. Of course, let's not forget that if the tickets reach 0 and the remaining MCOMs are planted, then the match will play out until they are either defused or destroyed. Now, this game mode made its first appearance back in Battlefield Bad Company and was originally known as Gold Rush. Back then you could just destroy the objectives with regular explosives. This was amended in Bad Company 2 so that other than planting a bomb, the only other way was to destroy the building housing the objective, aka Destruction 2.0. This made for some exciting gameplay, but ultimately this feature was removed in future versions, perhaps because it was seen to give the attackers an unfair advantage. Now, in my opinion, what makes Rush mode one of the best game modes to come out of the Battlefield series is the sheer intensity level it creates. With all the fighting contained to a small sector, you are guaranteed a good fight. It creates some great storm the gates moments, and there's no way to avoid the action really. Now maybe it's just me, but to me, Rush feels the most like a real military operation. It's not just a meat grinder. You need a strategy and cooperation if you want to successfully capture all sectors. But let's not forget the best part about Rush, the thrill of fighting your way to the MCOM, planting the bomb, and then guarding it with reckless abandon until the time runs down to 0. That's one Battlefield moment that comes pre-baked into the cake. So now that we know what Rush is, here are my tips on how to play this mode, starting with the attackers. I think the most important thing for the attackers to do is to keep pressing the attack. Without this, the defenders will not be pressured into making mistakes, and they won't be busy enough to miss spotting that sneak attack you're about to launch. Speaking of flanking is very important for the attacking team, and you want to be doing it from both sides, as well as from behind if you have helicopters. You can't sit back and shoot at them until they run away. Sorry guys. Be sure to use vehicles wisely. If you have a tank, use it to apply pressure to the defender's front line. APCs and transport vehicles should be used to flank. Keeping these vehicles in the fight can make a big difference, so look after them. Finally, if you're a medic, make sure you have a defibrillator equipped. Your team has limited tickets, and each revive is an extra reinforcement ticket for your team. Teams that revive a lot tend to win more matches, so revive, revive, revive. So, that's the attackers covered. Now, what do you do as a defender? To defend well on Rush, you must be able to analyse a situation quickly in order to decide how to respond to the enemy attack. With this in mind, though, there are a few key points that I feel can really make a difference. As an attacker, I mentioned the importance of keeping vehicles in the fight. Well, as a defender, you want to take them out as quickly as possible. Enemy tanks can destroy your defensive positions quickly, and some transport vehicles can act as a mobile spawn point. Taking these out will cripple the enemy's flexibility in attack. The other main point is to stay close to the MCOMs. It only takes one enemy soldier to slip through the net and plant a bomb. I can't tell you how many times I've slipped past the enemy team, planted the bomb, and that's sown enough chaos for my team to plant the other MCOM, and we've ended up capturing the sector. So, try to find a position where you can see the attackers approaching, but are still able to get a good line of sight to the objective. Finally, try not to get drawn out of position if the attacking team sits back. Let them come to you, as they won't be winning if they don't. Hopefully you guys find those tips helpful, and it leads to more wins for you on Rush mode. Let's now take a moment to look to the future. Although it isn't confirmed yet, I'm certain that Rush will feature in Battlefield 2042 to some degree. It could go in unchanged in this rumoured sandbox mode, or it could be revamped and updated for the new game. Personally, I would like to see Rush become a 64-player mode. This would give the scope to have more than just 2 MCOMs per sector, so kind of like they've discussed in the Conquest mode with the multiple sectors per capture point type of idea is what I'm going for here. I'd also like to see the MCOMs have an actual use, like calling in airstrikes and UAVs for example. Either way, I really hope that Rush makes a return. Rush is the reason I became hooked on Battlefield. I would play Arica Harbour religiously back on Bad Company 2. That's where my passion for this franchise began, and I can't wait to share more Battlefield content with all you gamers, including tips, guides, gameplays, and of course all of the spicy 2042 news. I'm Fun Guy. I hope you guys liked the video. If so, please do me a favour and leave a comment, share the video, smash that like button, and of course consider subscribing for more from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Objective Bravo is clear from the